Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today because the numbers don't lie. And man, oh man, are they just pouring in right now. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our email list. The link is below. And today we have a sponsor, Belly Trim XP, which I will talk about a little later. But let's get right into it. First of all, I'm in Laguna Beach, and one of the only streets that's still closed right now since the health crisis is Forest Avenue. It's kind of nice that they let the restaurants do this, but kind of in the morning, kind of early, not too many people out here. But let's talk about this. You know, one thing that happens when you have a big company, or you have a financial advisor, or if you have an accountant that has, you know, any sense to him, him or her, let's put it that way, they will remind you about your, hey, don't forget to, you know, contribute to your 401k, and don't forget to make sure that, you know, you're up to date, let me know what the totals are. The problem with it right now, think about this. 4 in 10 people that have 401ks right now have not contributed anything this year because they don't have the money. And if you're one of these people, you are not alone. So 40% of the people right now have not done this. And this is a sign of the times. But also the other big problem is that a lot of people right now are not contributing to this because they're borrowing against it right now. I've been desperate in my life, and I've had times where I've got to get money. What am I going to do? Oh, this looks like a quick solution. Look at different ways to get money, guys. Look at what you can sell. Look at what you have around the house, in the garage, in storage that you do not need, that you can get rid of. Use that before you have to hit the 401k, because the taxes and the penalty, oh, don't worry about it, we'll pay it later. No, it comes really quick, guys, and it's expensive. It's a very, very stiff penalty to pay that when you take that money out, and people don't want to look at that. Now, the next thing is the number of mortgages that are being written right now are at a dramatic, year low right now. For the last 13 months, mortgage applications have dropped off. And now they're starting to count these every week. So mortgage applications are off 2% for the week, 28% for the year right now. That is staggering, guys, when you think about this. You're seeing people that cannot afford these 7.21% mortgages. And again, I'm tired of these articles that people send me where they say, look, mortgages are dropping. They were 7.3 last week. This week they're 7.21. Guys, it's 1/10 of 1%. What's that going to do? What kind of difference is that? It's not like it dropped down to 5%, 4%, 3%. It's nothing. It's not going to make a huge difference. The average mortgage lately, think about this. In this area, $721,000. That's a lot of money to owe on something. That is a tremendous amount of money. Now, when you look at the other numbers that we have to look at right now, and that is that there are a huge percentage of people here in California, almost 40% of the people selling right now, that could potentially be losing money right now. So people are getting to the point that they have to sell. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable right now that you have so many people that have bought real estate and, oh, wait a second, we got to get out of this. Got to get out of it now. So there is a word that's coming back called short selling. Short selling is when, instead of having a foreclosure on your record, which again, what happened last time? Here's the thing that people don't want to, really remember when it comes to 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, is that people that got caught up in that were not penalized. It wasn't a stigma that everybody thinks, oh, you filed bankruptcy. Oh, you lost your home. So many people did. Thousands did. Your neighbors did. Your relatives did. Your idiot cousin did. I mean, it happened to so many people that nobody really seemed to really have a problem with that. We're about to enter that cycle again. That's about to happen again. And nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to say, Dan, you're kind of right about that. But you're going to see more and more people that are going to lose their homes or have to turn it back to the bank. Now, Oh, you just don't want to have a foreclosure on your record. You'd rather work it out and have some type of debt settlement worked out. Oh, okay. Look at, you don't think that destroys your credit? It does. Terrible. Plus, if you have a short sale, I know people that were like, oh my gosh, I got out of this house, okay? They owed $800,000 in a property. It sold for $600,000. They got 1099s for the $200,000 for that. Oh, okay. Think of the billions of dollars in student loan debt that just got reignited. The interest just started to compound as of September 1st. These people had a 3-year hiatus, and at the end of this month, they have to start making their payments. That money is going to be taken out of circulation. It's money that will not be spent at these restaurants, money that will not be spent at these stores. It will be money that will not be spent in general. But there's people that if it was $100, they can't afford it. So the money's gone. They don't have any money. They don't have money to pay. They don't have the ability to get through this right now. That's what we're experiencing right now, and that's what people don't want to look at. Truck seemed a little close. So that is happening. But the short selling of a house, when you go out and, let's give you a perfect example. I knew a guy that owed $800,000 on a house. Dropping in value, house down the street sold for $780,000. I'm like, my lot's bigger, my house is bigger. Dude, I think you're in big trouble, And sure enough, the place sold for $600,000. Wow. Pow, 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 pow. So, but this happened time and again. I know people that bought short sales. My late girlfriend's best friends bought a condo that the people owed almost $500,000 on. They made a $220,000 offer. No, they're never going to accept it. 7 months later, the bank accepted the offer for $220,000. So they bought a property that at one time was worth over $500,000 because that's what the loan was, and they bought it for $220,000. So they still own that today. I've stayed there a bunch of times. I've told you guys about that. But that's their retirement place right now. Now they don't care because what they're experiencing right now in San Diego County is they're experiencing housing prices that, the condo's worth $900,000 now. Well, now it's worth $700,000, now it's worth $600,000. They don't care. As long as it's not worth less than $220,000, they don't care what it's worth. So, fascinating times right now. But you're gonna start to see this. Investors are losing money on properties. Investors are pulling out on properties right now. Bankruptcy-wise, think about this. The number of bankruptcies, okay, and this is what got me going about this whole thing, is right now they're at a 13-month high. You had 18% increase in bankruptcy in the month of August. Well, that seems bad. Yeah, it is bad because more and more people are doing it. 28,000 new people filed for bankruptcy in the month of August. 31,600 complete bankruptcies, and that was including the businesses. You're seeing more people go to Chapter 11, Chapter 13, trying to reorganize, trying to get through it. Chapter 7, complete liquidation. And you're seeing more and more and more of this right now. But the number, again, for a 13-month high, it's going year over year. We haven't seen numbers like this since, 2012. Staggering, guys. Absolutely staggering. Absolutely going the wrong direction. And nobody wants to sit there and look at that. Again, I get the real estate morons that write me and say, you don't understand. We've seen interest rates like this before. Your house is worth 10 times more than it was back then. So it's not the same. Comparing your car payment of $1,200 is not the same as comparing your house payment of $4,800. And again, you're seeing more and more people that have properties that they could not rent out for positive cash flow right now. It is staggering, absolutely staggering. The lack of investment, the lack of money people that are putting into their 401k and saving for a rainy day is shocking. This is just the beginning of it. There's a lot more to cover on this. But the best thing that you can do, just get yourself ready. If you know of anybody that's having financial difficulty, it's such a stigma that people don't want to talk about it. People don't want to sit there and admit it. And, I help and talk to businesses all the time. I have clients. I have friends that are in business. And we all, when you get real and you start getting honest, and how are sales, how are things, and they're bad, 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 you've got to have a plan now while you can save it, while you can save money, while you can get out of it right now. Plus, one thing that we've talked a lot about is the unclaimedfunds.org, that every state has money that's seized from the state. Another woman wrote me yesterday and got $1,100 from her state that she never thought she was going to get, and it was an old account that was closed. She didn't know anything about it, and the money the account was closed, they sent it to the state. She searched her name, oh my gosh, I found my name, Dan, and they sent me a check. Thank you so much. And it was free. Don't pay anybody to do that. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far right now, guys. But the numbers don't lie. The numbers are there. This is something that you have to look at. It's not gloom and doom. It's not, Dan, you're just a naysayer. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready for this. I sat down, and for some reason yesterday, I had so many meetings with people yesterday, from lawyers and from my agent and from all these different people. But everybody is like, wow, really, what you're preaching is really working. And people that have taken your advice, and there's some very wealthy people that said, I think this guy's kind of onto something, that we shouldn't be spending money and we shouldn't go out and buy property right now. Let's just hold off on the vacation home. That person is going to get the house for less money. You'll see. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far, guys. Let's talk about our sponsor, Belly Trim XP. Do you know they say that over 75 million Americans are overweight? How about this stat? 40% of those people are considered obese. Man, oh man, you have to do something about that. The good people at BioTrust have put together a capsule that is all natural. It's called Belly Trim XP. It's got conjugated linoleic acid that has been proven to help with weight reduction. And guys, I'm telling you, if you take a look at the website they set up, which is trimwithdan.com, you can save 51% today off Belly Trim XP. I talked about this a couple months ago. They had tremendous success with it. The people that bought it had success with it. It works, it doesn't speed you up, it's all natural. And once again, it comes from the good people at BioTrust, who have shipped over 15 million products. But think about all the health issues that come from being overweight. They keep the cardiologists in business, and we need to do something about that. And let's face it, the older we get, we don't want to exercise as much. We don't have the energy to do things like that, like go to the gym. You need a boost. You need to have something that can help you. And look at Belly Trim XP. But take a look at trimwithdan.com and check it out today. You know what's funny is, I'm telling you, everybody thinks that their problems are their own and that nobody else is experiencing this stuff around the world. Frank from the UK sent me a great article that led me down this rabbit hole of other financial articles. And we were talking about real estate earlier, but let's take one step back to UK real estate. Think about this. The average house in the UK right now has lost 14,000 pounds in 2023, which is a lot. It's gone down. It hasn't gone up. It's the average house. People have paid too much for it, and interest rates are going up. So, again, you're going to see more and more people that are going to lose their homes because they cannot afford it. The interest rate mess that you have in the UK is these people have to refinance their house basically every 2 years. And guess what's happened in the last 2 years? Interest rates went up. And then the one buffoon that runs the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe Mr. Bailey, who runs the Bank of England, still lives with his mom. Is that true? Is that the stories that they send me? He lives with his mom, Dan, which is solid gold. But the fat muffin man gets forward, and he sits there and says, hey, listen, I want you guys to know I think that interest rates have topped out right now. Oh yeah? Well, they're just about to raise them again in the UK. So we'll see if they've topped out, guys. UK has had such an inflationary disaster. And last month they talked about 18.4% food inflation. Hello. Houses are losing money. Andrew Bailey steps forward and says, I think we've topped out. I think we've topped out. Now, Frank, who sent me the greatest article, this is the article he sent me. And you can let me know about Mr. Bailey if I'm wrong, if I've, if I've hurt his character by saying he lives with his mom. Anyways, he looks like he ate his mom. Okay, he's kind of an obese, heavy guy. Anyways, Frank sent me this great story about the weight of electric vehicles. This is something that's not discussed as much as it should. Electric vehicles are incredibly heavy, and also when they get into accidents, when they are at high speeds and they hit cars that are smaller and don't have the same weight, they're known for doing tremendous damage to other vehicles. Now there's an issue because of the way things were built in the UK, that they have old parking structures and they're concerned about the weight of these cars in parking structures. Is that crazy or what, guys? You could have a parking structure that could collapse because of the weight of EV cars. Hello, okay? Don't park on the first floor. You'd rather be on the top. I'm always convinced of that. You'd rather be up on top and have it fall, and maybe they could crane your car out. That's what I'm thinking, instead of being smushed like a pancake, flapjack, or whatever you guys call it over there, okay? Anyways, thank you, Frank, for that one. Great site, though, that you sent me. It's just awesome because it was filled with news, and I found myself reading stuff there for about an hour. It was great. Now, speaking of EV cars, Ford, big blue emblem, steps forward, and Ford says, hey, we have a problem right now. And the problem is that we're losing a little bit more money than we thought we were going to lose. We anticipated that we would lose, think about this, $3 billion in 2023. Nope, $4.5 billion now, guys. $4.5 billion. Now, Ford steps forward, and this is insane. This is not, oh wow, how honest of them. No, it's lunacy. And again, the numbers don't lie. They lose on every car that they sell that's an EV car, $32,000. Okay, we lose $32,000, but we make it up on volume. No, you don't. That's the old joke that we used to say, hey, we lose $100 a job, make it up on volume. You can't. You gotta make a profit, guys. And then people don't add things into it. I would bet that even Ford, with that $32,000 figure that they spit out, I bet that's a lie. I bet it's higher than that. But if you want to buy a Ford EV car, knowing that they lose $32,000 a car, man, oh man, I'll give you guys $5,000 for that car. Okay? If any Ford dealership wants to sell me a new EV car, it's $5,000 cash. I'll bring it down today. Okay? Just contact hello at iAllegedly and I'll buy the car. Okay? Green cat, you're going to pay the registration. I'm going to negotiate that, so you're going to throw that in. Is that insane? They lose all that money. Now, they also thought that they would be profitable, and only lose a little bit of money between now and 2024, so they would be able to curtail it and solve the problem with losing money. Well, now they just, with this statement, with this bold, honest, we lose $32,000 a car, they are going to say that they won't be profitable until 2025. But they're also going to look at hybrid cars now too, like Toyota and everything. That's the one smart thing that Toyota did. Toyota says, hey, we're not going all in on this electric vehicle thing. We're going to go with the hybrids. And if you've driven a Prius, it's reliable, and Honda's had the hybrid cars for a long time too. You want stability, but I'm telling you, look up. If you are not sure about this, look up any car manufacturer in the last 25 years that has gone out of business and how difficult it is to get parts. Everybody thinks, oh, you'll always be able to get stuff. No, you won't. It's gonna be more and more difficult. And mark my words, I was given a car, but hey, this is $1,900. I'll say, oh wow. And had an axle problem, car was dead because of that. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. You're going to see more and more problems like this before our eyes. But man, oh man, Ford losing all this money, this is terrible. Now, a couple more real estate stories that are fascinating. This was sent to me again from the UK. Think about this, guys. In September, it was estimated that over 50,000 people are upside down and have negative equity on their homes. That's 50,000 households, guys. they're not going to be able to refinance, they're not going to be able to sell, they're going to have a problem. You're going to see this happen everywhere eventually. But that's just in the UK right now. 50,000 households, they say, are upside down. Now think about this. Hey, you can refinance, John, but you're going to have to come up with 10,000 pounds to cover the difference. And people don't have that money right now. They don't have it, they don't have it, they don't have it. It's anticipated that if you sell your house in San Francisco, you're 4 times likely to lose money on the sale right now. 4 times likely to lose money on the sale of your San Francisco home. That is a staggering statistic, guys, to say the least. And guys, I'm blown away. All these different places down here for lease, I mean, it's just it's nuts. Whenever I walk through here, you know, this metropolis of, you know, a vacation place, it's just off. Banks that are out of business, you know, law firms, everything. It's just crazy. It doesn't matter if it's just a store. There's so much that's gone right now. Now, here in California, they had a program to help you build an extra unit on your house, an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit. And these units, you know, you could rent out. They used to call them granny quarters. And, you know, you can have a full kitchen, bathroom, things like that in one of these, you know, studio type apartments, or 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, whatever you could squeeze in the lot. California had a program where they had tens of millions of dollars that would give $40,000 for your planning and your plan submissions. And the money was used immediately. I mean, it was a grant program that was taken advantage of right now. All the experts want California to step forward and come up with more grant money right now. And they anticipate that they need $50 million more for this. But they're like, not so fast, we don't have the $50 million. So very interesting if they're gonna come up with this money or not, because you know, right now, they're just not there. It's not in the budget, to say the least. So share your thoughts on all this stuff so far, guys. Trying to traverse crossing the street without getting hit. But one thing that we're seeing more and more of is the scams, guys. And I'm telling you, be leery. This one was sent to me where, hey, it's UPS and you missed out on getting your package because we have the wrong address. And if you look at the improper English of this text message from supposedly UPS, people click on these things. People give up their personal information and they're doomed. You know, don't do that. Don't click on anything. Block these people. Just remove them and block them. Call UPS if you think that you're supposed to get a package from UPS, but don't just click on this stuff, guys. So there's all these cool stores down here you can come down to. It's nice. Shop, eat, you know, it's a nice area. It really is. It's also nice when there's nobody down here too. So share your thoughts on this stuff, but man, oh man, the scams are just running rampant right now. There's more and more of these right now. And people don't want to admit when they've been scammed, but do not fall for this. Just safe than sorry. You'd rather be safe than sorry. You'd rather not click on it. You'd rather call UPS and say, do you have a package scheduled for Dan? Dan who? No, we don't, okay? Be careful, guys. Be leery and be safe. I'm gonna end this video with a few stories, and the first one's bad news. Sam Bankman-Fried, he was denied bail again. Sorry. He's gonna stay in, you know, jail until he has his court, you know, hearing, his trial. So sorry, Sam's not getting out of jail for all you, you know, Sam fans out there. I'm always floored at what it costs to go to things. Taylor Swift concerts are outrageous. The Formula One thing coming up in Vegas is just lunacy. You want to stand here and be on the side of it, $1,500, nuts. The US Open, nosebleed seats that are high, not for the best, you know, game of the day, $700, $700 to go see that, you know. Final story, there was a man arrested who made a human hamster wheel to try to get to England from the US. They found this guy, Alexis Bellucci, they found him 70 miles off the coast of Georgia, and you know, he was just trying to walk his way to England. And when they confronted him, you know, because there was a hurricane coming, and they found that this guy had strapped things together to make them float, and he was kind of a lunatic, they said, listen, they tried to, you know, get on the boat, or, you know, get him to safety, and he pulls out a knife and he threatens, made all these threats, which I can't say on here, but he was an idiot about this. Now here's the best part about this whole story, is the human hamster wheel was brought back in, but this wasn't the first time this guy was arrested. He did get a $250,000 bond for this time, instead of just getting help. He made a bubble, you know, vessel, and was 60 miles off the coast of Florida last time, because he wanted to traverse the Bermuda Triangle with a bubble boat. Huh, okay. Again, send photos, guys. Send photos, videos. When you film it this way and not this way, okay? It totally plays out better on YouTube, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You want to email me, hello@iAllegedly. And again, thank you guys for everything you send me. Thank you for all the thoughtful gifts. Thank you for everything that you mail to me. My address is below. I appreciate it always. Okay, you guys are so incredibly thoughtful. But onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.